Tell you something else. There's a lot to be said for making people laugh. Did you know that's all some people have? It isn't much, but it's better than nothing in this cockeyed caravan.
Yabba dabba doo! Hey folks, welcome to another uneventful episode of this Comedy Loader podcast. That's right, I coined the term Comedy Loader because I'm a loader with no freaking boater. And this is a podcast that anybody can do. You talk about your bored week. You try to make it sound exciting, like you have stuff going on, but really you don't. They use some really bad topical news puns, and bam, you got yourself a show. All by myself. Don't need anybody. How's that for an intro, you freaks? Well, to talk about the week, Monday night, same old. I went to the gym, got a Chipotle bowl. Good way to start the week. I wish I could do comedy on Mondays, but speaking of that, next week I have my comedy open mic over at Wheaties. So it's going to be finally nice to do something on a Monday besides to go to the gym, which I don't mind, but it gets tired every Monday doing the same thing. So then Tuesday, I went to this open mic called Fat Moon. It's in the Chinatown, Center City location. And I did the same old. I checked the Facebook first. I didn't notice they weren't promoting it, even though they do that sometimes. And I said, they're not promoting it. All right, whatever. So I went to this place called Giovanni's. I got 2 slices of pepperoni, and then I went to the Fat Moon outside to think about my jokes. And then I went inside. I noticed the bar was dead as fuck, but I was like, maybe it's because it's summer, people go away and stuff. And then I went inside, and it was dead. There was like one guy at the bar, and I said, hey, is the comedy up like tonight? And the Chinese bartender guy goes, no, Greg canceled it. I was like, oh, man. He was like, yeah, so I should have just left, but I was like, fuck it. I came up here, I might as well get a Diet Coke. I was like, all right, well, give me a Diet Coke. So I went to the bar, took a piss. I got me a Diet Coke. This old black guy came in named Nate. He wanted to do his first time that night. We talked for a little bit, and he was trying to be funny. He was cracking jokes about J-Lo and stuff because they play videos on the TV. It's like a karaoke looking bar, So he was like trying to be funny and stuff. And I said, all right, well, it was nice meeting you. Best of luck to you. Maybe I'll see you around. And I left. So I went all the way down to Center City for nothing, just to walk around and get 2 slices of pizza. But when you think about it, I used to go to Center City to talk to girls many years ago. If you guys remember, I was a creepy pickup artist. So if you average that out, it was probably better me doing that than the old stuff I used to do, approaching these stupid hoes. So I went down there for nothing, didn't get any stage time. I was really bummed out about it. I was like, fuck, man. It's really hard to get stage time in this city. But then I was like, what can you do? Fuck it, maybe another time. So that was Tuesday night. And then Wednesday, Dan Wolf called me. He's this older comedian. He said, you going to the World tonight? I said, yeah. He said, well, I'm not going because he's going to this show downtown, some matinee or something, because he's a pervert who likes to look at underage girls. So I said, I'm going. So he told this guy, Tony, who I know, who also, he hasn't been to my bike in a while, but he's an older guy too, as well. And Tony called me. He said, you going to the World tonight? He lives near there. I said, yeah. He said, all right. I said, yeah, I'll be there at 7:30. So, all right, I'll see you there at 7:30. So I got there, and I was driving around, and they blocked the fucking turn-off. There was where I usually make my turn. So I had to park at this deli, and then I walked down, and then he texted me and said, grab me a number. It's a weird number system. You have to grab numbers off a table, grab one number, and then wait for them to call your number randomly, and then you can sign up. So I grabbed 1 and 2 for me and him, and then he came in and grabbed the number. And I said, whoops. I said, all right, I guess I got an advantage. So it took a while, but eventually they called my number. And then I signed myself up, and he wasn't going to get a good spot. And I said, how about we split the stage time together? He said, no, you don't have to do that. I said, no, I only have 5 minutes. I just want to do some new stuff. I'll do 5 minutes, then I'll bring you up, and you do 5 minutes. He said, okay. So I asked for the host. He said, it's fine, because musicians always do that. So I went on number 2. I did about 4 or 5 minutes of new stuff. Maybe 1 or 2 old jokes, but mostly new stuff. And then I brought Tony up, and he did his Tony Dice Clay impression, which is new. And we both got some chuckles, but it was not a comedy crowd. It was kind of mostly older boomers, just wanted to hear old boomer music. So it was a fun time. We went up to the together, not together at the same time. We did some tag team. You guys saw I put up the short. I got 1,200 views on my main channel. And when I put up the other short, for some reason, I uploaded it twice. I only got 6 views on my other channel, the Josh Jack Network channel. Whatever. So that was Wednesday night. Then Thursday, I was going to go to the gym, but I whacked off early in the day. I don't know why. I guess because I had some testosterone, because I've been eating more steak lately and eggs. So I whacked off. I was really tired. I said, screw that. I'll go to the gym on Friday. I'm going to switch it up tonight. So I went to Walmart. I got myself a battery because I need a battery for my car. I'm going to need that soon. I don't know how to put it in, but, I'm going to need that. And then I went to this place called Panda Express. You guys may have heard of it. It's supposed to be like more of a healthier Chinese restaurant place. And I got orange chicken and grilled chicken teriyaki with rice. It was pretty good, but it was packed. This fucking cut in front of me, this Russian Arab-looking cut in front of me with her fucking gay husband. And they were just taking forever to order. It took a while, but I got my food. And then I went to the Target parking lot for about an hour. And that was Thursday night. Friday night, I went to the gym, which I was supposed to do Thursday. Got my Chipotle bowl. And then I went over to Target for a little while. And I was watching some stuff on my phone, just bullshitting around for a little while. And that was yesterday. Then as far as tonight goes, I decided to take a break from Old City. I've been going to Old City the last couple of weeks. I'm tired of it. So I went to this place called Jimmy Takeout on Street Road, Jimmy Buckets or something. And I went to this place years ago just to get some beer, but I decided to try their food. It's like this little hick bar, kind of like on Street Road, right off the 95. So I went over there. I was going to get wings. I was going to try their garlic parm wings, but it was $20 for 12 wings. So if I get that and the fries, because I'm really hungry, and a Diet Coke, that's like over $30. I'm not going to spend that. I'm not in the mood to spend that much money just to get some dinner, So I said, fuck it. So I got the chicken cheesesteak for $10. It came with some fries. And then I got me a Diet Coke. And they didn't check on me once. We talked about this before in the podcast. If you eat at a bar or restaurant, or restaurant, and they don't come over to you once to check on you, to say, hey, are you okay? Do you need a refill? Anything? They're fucking cunts, and they don't want your business. So it was all a hick bar. Everybody was playing, watching the Phillies. Not a single darkie in there, unless you count me. But and the chicken cheesesteak didn't even take 10 minutes to make. It was better than Old Brother, I'll tell you that much. Old Brother still has the worst chicken cheesesteak I've ever had. It was good, but I'm sitting there, so I drank my Diet Coke, and I'm sitting there, and the fucking cut bartender, the guy walked out. He's a cut. He went outside to get smoke, whatever. The other cut, who was semi-attractive, didn't even come over to me once. She saw my cup was empty. Didn't even say, hey, do you need a refill? You okay? She said nothing to me. So she serves everybody but me, and I was pissed. And I said, you know what? I don't even want the fucking refill. Just give me the check. So I said, can I get the check? She said, yeah, sure. So she gave me the check. It was $15. I gave them $20. I let them keep the rest. I regret even giving them $4. I was pissed off. They didn't check on me once. I was like, fuck this place. So then I went to the beer store near the Target parking lot. I got me a 9% Voodoo Ranger. I started drinking that, and I had to take a piss. But I didn't feel like going to Target, so I had a Chipotle cup in my car. So I took the Chipotle cup, and I pissed in the Chipotle cup, and I just dumped it near my car. Because I don't want to walk into the Target too much, because then they'll look at me like, they're going to say nothing to me, but they'll look at me like, what's this guy going to do? So anyways, that was pretty much it for the week. Now I'm at the Target parking lot. I did want to go to Chicky and Pete's tonight. I was in the mood for one of their crispy pizzas, but that's like 2,100 calories. And that's a lot, which defeats the purpose even going to the gym last night, even though the chicken cheesesteak probably had a lot of calories. So pretty much tonight, I'm drunk right now. What time is it? It's freaking 8:56. I'm probably going to stay out here for another hour and a half, as much as I can, and then head home. And that's it for the week, folks. As far as next week goes, a possible prank call show. I can't promise, but I'll try. Go write some numbers down from Craigslist. And then I'll probably and I got my open mic over at Wheaties for the first time in 6 weeks. It got pushed back a week this month. And then last month, there was 5 Mondays. So it got pushed back. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll see how that goes. And that's it. This is the first but yet worst comedy podcast in Philadelphia. This is your favorite podcast show that most people won't listen to. And unless anything else interesting happens after this, I'll add to it, but I highly doubt it. If not, we get to your least favorite segment. We'll get to the odd news. All right, you jerks. Here comes your least favorite segment. Here comes the odd news. The world's longest serving KFC worker dies. That is not finger licking good. Yeah. Astronomer CEO Andy Byron resigns following Coldplay concert scandal. I guess I don't have a joke for that. I don't really know Coldplay's music. I know people say they suck. That's an old joke. But anti-woke dad who moved family to Russia was sent to a war zone. That sounds like a danger zone. I mean, I don't know. Man murders his fiance, then frantically searches ways to correct his mistake, including offering his soul up to internet strangers in exchange for time travel spells. Well, this guy sounds like he's a Lord of the Rings. I'm bombing really bad. I have no jokes in my head. A woman divorces her husband of 12 years after ChatGPT finds infidelity in his coffee cup. So this guy had infidelity in his coffee cup. It wasn't Folgers in his cup, I'll tell you that much. Yeah. A woman who stopped at an intersection to allow a chicken across the road allegedly attacked another driver with bear mace for speeding by her and killing the bird. So I guess the chicken did cross the road to get to the other side, but some guy got maced. That's okay, I guess. Couple inundated with calls about a missing cat, but their cat isn't missing. Alright. San Diego Comic-Con King of the Hill barbecue event won't use propane. God damn it, Bobby. That's my impression of Hank Hill. Florida cops somehow ended up in England. Yeah, baby. Skinny Dippers raised $15,000 for charity. They're bearing it all. That wasn't bad. Do sloths fart? New video settles old age question. I think all creatures and animals fart, don't they? But it's a part of digestion. Save that for the poop show. Paranormal investigator Annabella doll handler Dan Rivera dies while on tour with a doll. I guess you need to come back to life on that one. White House duped by April Fool's tweet about In-N-Out ingredient changes. I guess their ingredients just keep going in and out. Trump kept FIFA World Club trophy for himself, leaving champions Chelsea to lift a replica. Well, he's the president. He should have a goddamn Trump 2028. Alright, enough of that. Cold temperature leaves heavily tattooed woman worried people won't know she's cool anymore. The river house broke. We rushed into a river July 4th. Scientists cat gain helped discover a new virus. How a government mind control. I can't do that impression of Jesse the Body. Cannabis cake taken to share lunch at a hospital. Chimps are sticking grass and sticks in their butts, seemingly as a fashion trend. Grass and sticks up their butt. I guess they're getting really cheeky, these chimps. Yeah. Man escapes prison by hiding in luggage of fellow cellmate as he's released in France. He's got a lot of baggage. Used that punchline before. Alright, let's try one more stupid news site, if there is anything. And that'll be it, folks. 1,000 people in village of UK's largest sex fest swing-a-thon. Sepsis developed for Newport man after popping a pimple. Sepsis developed for this guy. He popped a pimple. Romance scam victim travels 700 kilometers to marry a French beauty queen. People are still getting catfished out there. California couple accused of tricking women into carrying babies in the surrogacy. 21 children seized. Chinese university impels female student after relationship with a foreigner. Scientists learn squirting cucumbers can actually aim their shots. Well, that's a pickle of a story. Campers warn of sneaker snatcher fox as shoes vanish. I guess that's not a foxy lady, that's a foxy thief. I don't know. But look, you do a podcast and you do jokes on the head and I'll judge you. Photos of the giant rats leading landmine detection efforts in Cambodia. Indian police find Russian woman living in a cave with 2 children. That's batshit crazy. Oklahoma farmer killed by water buffalo he bought at an auction. Israel used supernatural spirits, jinn, during Iran war. Folks, I think that's it. Well, this podcast should go to war and it should die, but that's it. We'll see you folks on the next one. You just listened to, and we're out of here. Go freak yourself, Cuffy.